Hi, my name is Vio, and welcome to the video. And this video will be about the process of me painting this giant watercolor canvas, and I hope you enjoy. So my summer break is almost over, and I bought this canvas a long time ago. It's a watercolor canvas. Never painted on one before, but I thought, well, it's here. I'm almost back at work, and I did do a reference photo. So these are our two cats sleeping, and I not Photoshop, but I fixed the picture so that I can get both cats together. So I'm doing the grid method. Still working on the drawing. Hopefully I finish the drawing today and we can start painting soon, hopefully. Here's how I edited my photo. I had one picture, didn't like the position of the cats, so I cut them out. I repositioned them, and then I didn't like my original blankets, so I went online, found some, put them in the background, and boom. This is where I started the drawing process, doing box by box. I didn't record the whole thing because it's kind of hard to see, so, but yeah, this is how I did the whole drawing. Now I started erasing all my grid lines. It was very difficult to get them all. In the final painting, they do kind of show up because it was just really hard. I never worked with watercolor on a canvas, so I did my best to make it work. So I finished the drawing. This is my reference. Had to edit it. Even though this is a watercolor canvas, watercolor is very runny, and I can't paint with it like this. So maybe I'll do a little test corner, like right here at the bottom, or for the bed sheets, and then see how that works. And then if I like it, I can continue with the cats. I can also use, so I was thinking of using my Kuretaki watercolor, the Gansai Tambi. These are very pigmented, and the less water you use, the brighter they are. So maybe I can use those, although I don't need a bunch of colors, right? The cats have yellow cats, and the bed sheets are like very cream colored with like blue stripes. So don't need a whole ton of color. Or use my Liquitex acrylic wash. So I can use them like watercolor where they're very thin and runny. I can dilute them, but then once they dry, they're dry, and I could paint over them. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna do a test at the bottom, and then we'll see how that goes. finally started the painting process with watercolor. This is the first section I did, and I was very careful to not use a lot of water so that it wouldn't run, and I kind of found the sweet spot with not using too much water, but like still just enough to be able to spread the paint around and have enough pigment. So it kind of worked out. And then here I'm just doing all of that cream color of the bed sheets, and then adding the shadows. So I'm just adding an extra layer so it's a little bit darker. Here you can see how the grid lines did not completely erase. Maybe I could have used something else to draw, but I'm so used to using pencil that yeah, and it was my first experience using this type of canvas, so I don't know, maybe in the future I try something else that's not as noticeable. And then here is where I started adding the stripes. So it was a lot easier for me to start with the background. You know, it was very low stakes, just kind of painting, coloring in. And I left the painting of the cats until the very end because they have a lot of texture, all that fur. But drawing the lines was very therapeutic, very calming. Maybe for the background, for the lightest one, I think that one would be good. If I'm looking at it, it's kind of matching this, and because I'm working with watercolor, I can't okay. She's gonna hang out with us. I think I can do it here. Let's see. So this color, it's very, very light. So I think, no, don't eat that. This color is gonna work. It's very light. And then, whoa, let me grab these real quick. Yeah? Yeah? Stop it. Whoa. Chill. Are we good? This is blue. Hey. No. This blue. Ooh. It's too bright though. Let's check out this one. I mean, again, I'm not trying to match the colors exactly, but I think that might work better. Okay, we're sticking with this. This one's perfect. Maybe I need to keep looking for the right round. We'll try that. So here's where I started filling in the overall color of the top cat. I don't have any footage of me adding the texture, but I do have the footage on the second cat. And for this one, I started filling in some of the areas and then decided that it would be better if I blocked in all the spots of the cat. So you'll see that in just a little bit. So I block in all the spots, and then once it dries, I start adding a bunch of little lines or little strokes with my paintbrush to give it that fur-like texture. And a lot of the spots or like lines that the cat has are a little bit of a darker yellow orange. And I also mixed a little bit of like a golden brown in there, and then I just continued to layer all of those lines. And so I found that it worked very well, like just letting it dry and then layering a darker color. And so I continued that way for the whole painting process of the fur. Just a little background story while you watch me paint. The top cat, her name's Taylor, and I was picked by the cat distribution system, right? So she just showed up one day and started feeding her, and she never left. And the cat at the bottom, his name is Condochi. It's a bred from Mexico, and so we named him after the bread. And that's my boyfriend's cat. So they used to have another cat that had kittens, and so he kept one of them. And we recently moved in together. We bought a house together, and we had to bring our cats. And so I was surprised that they actually kind of got along right away, or they kind of stay out of each other's way. They're not like super friendly towards each other, but they can coexist in the same space, and like they're okay with sharing food and just kind of getting along, I guess. And so sometimes they'll sleep kind of close to each other, but not right next to each other. So yeah, I decided to paint them together. Here's the aftermath. This is what my desk looks like after all that painting. Everything's just all over the place. My cat always likes to come and hang out when I'm painting, but it's pretty much finished at this point. To get all the white fur and the whiskers, I used an acrylic paint marker. I just realized that I made the whiskers from his nose. It shouldn't have been from there, but I fixed it later. You can't even tell. But these were the finishing touches. So here is the finished painting. I hope you enjoyed the video.